Main character, he goes to the location the male lead sent him to, but he didn't go by himself. He went with the Oval's concubine from book 1 because she's now part of his group and his third chief. He has them disguise themselves as him so they can trick the people waiting for them in this location. And they have to fight against the 4th rank member of the 13 floors because he's there waiting for them with a group of other people. Because the main character knew there was going to be trouble when the male lead sent him there. He just knew there was going to be trouble. And he's going to need backup. Because he's all powerful, but he knew the male lead from 1,000 Autumns was attacked by a group of people, top-ranking people, and lost and almost died if it hadn't been for the main character. So he knows if he went by himself, he'd be doomed. Now, during this fight, I know they were able to attack and kill everybody there, but the only person I wasn't really sure for was the 4th rank person, because I was a little confused, because it kept going back and forth between him and the male lead. So can someone confirm if this dude is dead for me or not? Because I tried rereading this scene, and I'm still a little confused. So did the main character defeat him or not? Or did he escape? The main character and his 2 lookalikes leave the area to go to another, and they end up running into another group of people waiting for them, and again, they defeat all of those people, but it weakens the Oval's concubine and his third chief, and this is when the leader of the 13 floors reveals himself, and he's there to off the main character. He wants rid of the main character, and he wants to kind of take the male lead with him. So those 2 are fighting. I also forgot to say this. So when the Emperor's nephew had attacked the male lead at the place the male lead was staying at, another thing the male lead had up a hand against him was that he didn't send his bodyguard to the location he told the main character he was sending him to. No, he had his bodyguard sneak into the Emperor's nephew's military force and stay hidden, and when he needed the dude, he would reveal himself and come and attack and protect the male lead, which is what he did. Keep the male lead away from the fight. The leader of the 13 floors sent a message telling the male lead he was at the location he supposedly was going to send his bodyguard to, and the male lead knows this isn't true. Now, at first, he doesn't pass the truth to his bodyguard, the main character's assistant, and his sister. He tells them what the message says, and his sister's like, I can go that location, I can go. And he sends the sister to specifically protect her, to get her out of the whole situation, because he knows she's chosen to stay by his side or stay in his group. And so this is a way he can protect her and her choice. So he sends her into the other location while he takes his bodyguard and the main character's assistant to the fight. The male lead arrives and he disturbs the fight. He tells the main character he trusts the main character with his back, which the main character starts being all soon about it because these 2 can't be real about their feelings for 1 second. Even the Oval's concubine is just rolling her eyes at these 2's stupidity and tsundariness. But he says this to the main character, and then to the leader of the 13 floors. He's like, oh, you know your 32 rooms? Yeah, I gave the information and location of that to my teacher, and he's gotten rid of that group for you. Like, it doesn't exist anymore. Because, again, he's out for your blood. And his teacher is also the leader of the 13 floors teacher. Yes, they share the same martial teacher. This dude is not pleased with the information, so he basically rips the main character from the male lead from the spot the male lead was staying in, and basically keeps the male lead in his hold. And the male lead's like, do not kill the main character, because the main character's not the one you want. The main character's not the one you're against. The main character's not at the same level of you. I will agree to join your group and be part of your forces if you promise not to harm or kill anyone in this area. I'll promise to help you take down the Southern Kingdom's rulers. I would help you take that whole thing down, as you promise not to harm anyone here. And the dude was about to agree, but the main character's not having any of this. No one's allowed to take off with his hubby. No one's allowed to choose if his hubby dies or not. If he can't choose, no one else can have that option. No ifs or buts. The main character was able to free the male lead from the hands of the leader of the 13 floors and hands him over to the Oval's ex-concubine, and she's taking care of him. She also gets medicine from him so she can provide it to his bodyguard and to the third chief because they got injured during their fights. The bodyguard tried fighting against the leader of the 13 floors and got badly injured over it, and the third chief is injured from his 2 previous fights, so she's giving them medicine and taking care of them. Because of the second theory thing that he got from the male lead, the main character's on equal level as the leader of the 13 floors, but not for very long because of certain something. You know that Heaven of J thing from book 1, the Oval was supposed to bring to the Emperor, but it got lost because of the Oval's ex-concubine, but then it ended up in the arms of the main character. The main character used it as his token to get inside the 13 floors to prove his alliance to the 13 floors. And during the fire, it went missing. No one could find it. That's because the leader of the 13 floors took it for himself and uses it, so he's now more powerful than the main character. So they're fighting back and forth. So the main character is using his best skills and abilities to try to go against this person. The third chief gets a little bit of his strength back to help the main character. And finally, the leader of the 13 floors is like, I'm out of here. Bye. I'm going. Because he realized he's not going to win this fight. They might be on equal footing, even with the Heavy and Jade. It was so confusing. Is he not on the same equal footing? Is he? Like, what? But I guess the injury the main character gave him during the fight put him back on the same equal level as the main character. I don't know. It was confusing. Main character is pissed. One, because his husband came to this fight when he was supposed to stay back where it was safe. Because he was not needed for this fight. He just put himself in danger and then tried sacrificing himself. Let's just say the main character's like, you need to be punished for this. And very much ravages the male lead in front of his bodyguard, the third chief, and the Oval's ex-concubine. Like, they're just sitting there shocked what they're witnessing. But he's taking full advantage of the male lead during this period of time. And he tells the male lead if the male lead tries escaping from him, he will strip the male lead there and then and make them all see what's underneath the male lead's clothes. So the male lead stays obedient to him. And I'm like, oh! Somebody's getting punished! Somebody's getting punished! I so see in the future the main character dragging him to their room and throwing the male lead over his lap and spanking the male lead when the male lead pulls stuff like this again in the future. Full on scene being like, when a wife goes against their husband and does something that enrages their husband, they get punished. Because that happened in the past. They got punished like a child would get punished. And this is full on what it's like. Full on BDSM going on.